Let's do this!
Okay, Payday 2. Talking to David here about the game, about what you guys are showing at E3. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Okay, now Payday 2, what's changed? Or is that such a big question?
It's a huge question because we changed so much, you know. Well, the first game was much more of a sort of a horde shooter, I would say, you know, themed with heists, and that was awesome for us. And we could have done that again, we just didn't. So we've changed. Now we've made the Dark Souls of heist games.
Nice.
Yeah, I think because I'm a big RPG nerd type guy, and I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls and Diablo 2. So we have like. Instead of 6 missions, like from the first game, now there's 30, but there's actually more than 30 because of like different types of variations and stuff. So it's that alone is 5 times as many things to worry about. And then we have an entire skill tree that kind of to complete this sort of RPG, because that's what we're making essentially now. Experience. We have like 144 skills that are 4 basic archetypes, skill trees. And then we have that, and then we have an entire customization system. And we also have added stealth, so it's more of like a complete simulation. So you can go loud or you can go stealthy, and it's really freaking hard, but you can do it.
Feels like it's just an entirely new game, really.
It's an entirely new game. We could have called it Payday 3.
I like it.
So yeah, maybe we skipped a generation or something.
Well, given the sort of you're saying about the previous game, I mean, you had these very individual missions that didn't feel really sort of tied together. I mean, are you trying to do more of a story arc with this one?
No, well, no. But what we did do was the first game you had you would play a map, and it had its own kind of narrative, but it was a single map. And what that meant was we were kind of bound to the scope of that map. So you can't really make a map much bigger than an hour. So what we wanted to do was go, well, what if we I want to do jewelry store hits. I want to rob a 7-Eleven, but I also want to be able to rob a really big bank and then go to like the forest and do a drug deal or whatever. So what we did was we made it so you can have these things that we're calling jobs, and they can be multi-stage, as many stages as we want, up to actually 7 right now. So you can completely segment maps, so you can change environment between them. So the narratives themselves are kind of embedded in that string. In that job string. So that there is a kind of narrative, but it's not. We haven't gone in a single player direction. It's more just like you're doing a job for this guy Hector, and he wants you to pick up the drugs from the boat, and then you get the drugs from the boat, and he's like, actually, this isn't going to work out, and you need to do you need to take out the cartel bank across the river, and then you go do that. So that is the narrative there, but it's confined to those jobs in that way.
With the original game, the success rates for most of the missions was around about 40%. Are you trying to maintain that level this time around, or are you trying to make it more accessible?
Well, because of the way things are now, and I did use the Dark Souls comparison, right?
You can use it again if you want. Go ahead.
Use it again. Yeah, I think so. I think it's actually going to wind up being harder. And the difficulties are actually dynamic now, and they're keyed to player level. So. Like if you were to take like a three yellow star job, that's like the going to feature the most difficult enemies and stuff, and they go all the way up to 10-star jobs, and those are like impossible, and they're again keyed to level. So those are going to be lower, much lower than success rates, because when you go above level 50, you start to see things that are called professional jobs. Like I said before, the thing about sequences, like you can play stage jobs. Normally, when you fail, you would play from the day that you failed. But if you're playing a professional job, if you're playing a 3-day job, you would have to, instead of playing on day 3, if you'd failed there, you'd have to go all the way back to day 1 and play through the whole map again. So I think it's going to be hard, is the short version of what I just said. Sorry.
No, absolutely fine. Is there any Easter eggs in this?
Oh, yes. But I can't talk about them. They'll kill me.
Can you give a hint?
They'll threaten me. There may or may not be a toothbrush. That's what I'm going to say. There might be a toothbrush. Or there might be.
That's possibly the best answer I've had this entire E3.
Yeah, that makes me happy. There might be a toothbrush. But you'd have to look for it. But there might be one.
I'm getting that printed on a t-shirt.
All right, do it. Make it happen. Somebody's got to do it.
Okay, well, where are you guys at the moment in development?
We are very close to finalizing now. And we're going to come out in August, so we're going to do additional work on PC. We are releasing on all SKUs, so we're we're gonna see where we get basically. But we're close. We still have more work to do though. This is like we're alpha closing in on beta, basically.
Have you taken like feedback? I mean, the first one was so successful and it's such a hit. Have you taken a lot of feedback from fans, perhaps as much as what you wanted to put into the game yourself?
Yeah, I mean, let me think. We really spent a lot of time in the forums, and I've talked to them myself, and solicited feedback. And then Valve, actually, I've been talking to a lot, and they've played the game also. So we have like a really great kind of mix of people giving us feedback about everything. So it's been pretty awesome.
Interesting to have it, fans and developers.
Yeah. We have kind of the whole spread. But yeah, I think we really do try to listen. We have very committed fans, and we want them to be involved in the production of the game, and a lot of times they have better answers than we do because they play the game more. So they like some of them for like 10,000 hours or some crazy shit. So
I was going to say, are they better players than you guys?
Some of them, yeah, I think some of them. I've seen guys do stuff that we were like, how the hell did they do that? So, but it'll be really good when they get their hands on the new one, because then we'll find out if our stuff works. Because they're gonna break it, and we're gonna go, crap, we didn't think of that. So soon, I hope.
You guys aren't getting the break anytime soon, then?
No, I would say probably not for the next 18 months, because we're gonna keep making DLC, and that'll go for the next year, and then people will keep playing it. So, but it's good. We're happy.
I'm assuming you guys have got that road mapped out already.
Yeah. We have at least a year of DLC planned, because the first game had such a long tail, and we had all that DLC, and it was a huge success for us. We'll do the same thing again, but bigger.
Can you sort of give us any sort of idea about what that DLC may entail?
There might be a bank in there. Sorry, these are my, and you might recognize the bank. You might be familiar with that bank, and there will probably be other stuff. Like I think maybe we're gonna. If we find out that some of the skills we're not happy with, we'll remove those. We'll put new masks, new weapon mods, new everything, and people will just have to find it when it drops. They'll be like, "Oh, there's a mask I've never seen before." All that stuff. We're gonna try to do that.
Basically, next year will be Payday 5.
Yeah. Probably, yes.
Thanks very much for talking to us.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.